Let me tell y'all something. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just on the field. He owned that field. He was the star quarterback. The cameras followed him every single week. National TV spotlight, non-stop attention. And honestly, I think that pressure, that non-stop magnifying glass on a young man, that was unfair. He didn't fold under that weight. He flipped the script on the entire league. He tore up everything we thought we knew about NFL contracts, and he did it as a fifth-round rookie dot. Yeah, while everybody was freaking out over which quarterback got the $100 million payday. Something wild was happening behind the scenes in Cleveland. The Browns quietly signed Shedeur Sanders to a 4-year deal worth $4.6 million. On paper, that looks like your average rookie contract. But what went down behind closed doors? That was a chess move. That was disruption. That was revolutionary. Because while some rookies were just happy to get a jersey, Shedeur came in negotiating like he was a Fortune 500 CEO. So please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support and what he brought to the table. One phrase, prime equity. Now listen, this isn't just about throwing touchdowns or reading defenses. Prime equity is about everything else a player brings to the game. Your influence, your name, your audience, your story, your content, your merch, it all counts. Shedeur didn't just walk into the NFL. He brought a media empire with him. And instead of letting the league cash in on that, he decided to keep the keys himself. Let's break this down. Right now, Shedeur's in Browns camp, going head-to-head with the first-team defense. He may have been drafted 144th overall, but let's be real, he had more brand power than some first-rounders. This man already had YouTube vlogs, Twitch streams, IG lives, nil deals, merch lines, you name it. He was already building it. While other players were doing press interviews, Shedeur was building infrastructure, and that's what made this contract so different. He wasn't just trying to earn playing time. He was demanding to be recognized as a cultural force. Inside, reports say there's a wild clause in that contract clause 8.1, prime equity incentives and media rights. Y'all ready for this? If Shedeur racks up 10 million views across his YouTube, Instagram, and Twitch channels during the season, he triggers a $2 million bonus. Oh, and he keeps full ownership of all of it. Every vlog, every live stream, every docuseries. The NFL doesn't touch a single frame. And it gets crazier. He gets 20% of every piece of team merch that features his name or logo. And there's even an equity match clause that gives him the option to co-invest in the team's future media ventures. Think about that. A rookie contract structured like a Silicon Valley startup deal. Ownership, revenue splits, media-based, bonuses that's never happened before in the NFL. But it fits Shedeur perfectly. When he was still in college, dude was pulling in millions in nil money. Some estimates said $2 to $3 million per year just from brand deals. And now he's carrying that momentum into the league, not just hoping to make a roster, but showing up with an audience already locked in. That's prime equity. It's not. In the CBA, not yet, but it's already shaking the walls of every front. Office in the league, the Browns didn't just draft a quarterback. They bought into a brand. They invested in a movement. And the NFL, they weren't ready. Let me say this too. There were a lot of narratives floating around about Shedeur before the draft. A lot of people believe them. Trusted names. But if you think Deion Sanders, the man who raised this young king, believes any of that noise, you're fooling yourself. Because if Shedeur pulls this off, it won't just be a win for him. Other players will follow, especially the ones coming out of college with major NIL deals and massive fan bases. And if they start demanding those numbers as a baseline, if they start valuing themselves based on brand value instead of just combine stats, the entire structure of NFL contracts might collapse. And that's exactly what Shedeur is aiming for. He's not chasing just football money. He's creating assets, digital, cultural, financial, long-term assets that will outlast any career stats. Okay. And that's why prime equity is both dangerous and brilliant. It turns the player into the product, the platform, and the producer all at once. And here's the thing. Shedeur's not out here asking for permission. He's just doing it, while other rookies are sweating over getting cut from the roster. Shedeur is stacking views and collecting checks. His YouTube content looks like it was shot by Netflix. His IG Lives bring in thousands of fans, like it's a concert. His Twitch streams, they feel more like business meetings than gameplay. Every bit of it is Monacy Viade. So what does this mean for the NFL? Honestly, it's their nightmare. It's because Shedeur's deal reveals how outdated the current contract model really is. It used to be about stats, yards, touchdowns, accolades. But now it's about engagement, followers, watch time, analytics, and Shedeur is just the first to weaponize that model at the pro level. And let me be clear, all their players are watching, seeing that nil money doesn't have to stop when you go pro. And that's terrifying for NFL owners, because for the first time, the power is shifting. Let's talk about leverage, because here's the truth. Shedeur Sanders doesn't need the NFL to make money. The NFL needs him. He's got the brands. He's got the audience. He's got the attention. And the crazy part, the brands now follow players, not teams. When Shedeur makes a move, millions of eyeballs follow him. And that's the kind of power that used to belong to franchises. Not anymore. He doesn't need ESPN or Fox Sports either. He doesn't need media gatekeepers. He can go direct to fan anytime he wants. One click, one upload, boom, instant reach. Instant influence. Instant revenue. So when the Browns signed him, they didn't just land a quarterback. They signed a content engine, a brand, a cultural lightning rod. And every time his name trends online, that's a free commercial for the Cleveland Browns. Mean? Seriously, when's the last time a fifth-round pick brought this much media heat? This isn't just a rookie story. This is a full-blown cultural reset. This is what the future looks like. 'Cause when Deion Sanders said, "We don't sign contracts, we build legacies," that wasn't just a slogan. That was the blueprint, and Shedeur, he took that blueprint and ran with it. He's not in Boulder anymore. This is the league. But he's not playing the league's game. He's building his own. He's not chasing a stat sheet legacy. He's building legacy through ownership, through platforms, through content. His YouTube, his merch, his streams, those aren't side gigs. They're core assets. Long-term, income-generating, brand-driven pieces of a larger empire. And the NFL. They're scrambling now, because if more players start asking for this kind of deal, the league is gonna have to evolve. Miz won't just scout tape, they'll have to bring in brand consultants. Teams won't just be football teams, they'll have to become media platforms. And the league won't just be competing with other sports, it'll be competing with YouTube, Twitch, and Netflix for the next generation of fans and athletes. Because Shedeur doesn't need the NFL to reach the world. He brings the world with him. The Browns didn't just sign a rookie. They signed a one-man marketing machine. And if this model catches on, prime equity won't be an outlier, it'll be the standard. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just trying to make a roster. He's building a system, a movement, a legacy, and this This is just the beginning. So please take 2 seconds to hit the subscribe button, like the video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. I'm telling you, I feel it. You can feel it inside the building. The coaches know. The vets know. The fans definitely know. Shedeur isn't knocking politely at the door. He's kicking it down. And while the Browns front office tries to play it safe, tiptoeing around their depth chart politics, the rest of us, we see exactly what's going on. There's a revolution brewing under center. The only question is, will Cleveland lead it or get steamrolled by it? Let me take you back to before the viral clips, before ESPN soundbites, before fans started whispering in line at training camp. Shedeur was already out there in the dark, long before sunrise, way after the practice lights went out. Nobody was. Filming, no endorsement deals, no PR crew with a boom mic. It's just wet turf, a dripping jersey, and a quarterback obsessed with getting better. The kind of silent grind that doesn't make headlines, but always shows up when the lights come on Sunday. And here's the thing that separates him from every other kid who flashes in shorts and a helmet. He didn't want anyone to see that moment, that video. It wasn't staged, it wasn't prepped. It was leaked, caught by a team assistant who just couldn't believe what he was watching after hours. Shedeur, soaked to the bone, working footwork drills like a heart surgeon prepping for open chest, firing deep outs into a wet wind that would have made most guys pack up and call it a day. But not him. That's what started the buzz. Not a TikTok, not some NFL vet dropping this kid's got next on Instagram. No, it was the footage that was never meant to get out. Because it wasn't about hype. It was about hunger. That rawness, man, it shook people. And when that clip started circulating inside the Browns facility, everything shifted. Coaches started talking, vets started texting. Yo, you seen this? And the next morning, guys started showing up earlier. Because when your quarterback's out there at midnight grinding in the rain, how the hell are you going to stroll in at 9 a.m. like it's a vacation? Well, let's be real. Viral videos don't win you jobs. Stats do, and that's where things start to get wild. Because all that sweat, it's translating. In camp, Shedeur isn't just holding his own ease, torching the depth chart. We're talking a 75% completion rate. 75 for a rookie adjusting to NFL speed. That's not just solid. That's elite. And don't think he's doing this in some light 7-on-7 setup. He's taking live reps with second and third string receivers against pro defenders throwing the kitchen sink at him. Okay, he's delivering dimes on time, on script, with poise that makes veterans stop and take notice. In red zone drills where space shrinks and decision-making gets real, he's been clinical. No wasted motion. No panic. Just quick reads and frozen ropes. He's already calling audibles at the line, something rookies usually have to earn months into the season. And his anticipation, it's scary. He's hitting receivers before they break. He's throwing defenders open. He's doing things first-rounders often can't manage by year 2. And let me remind you, he's not even getting reps with the top weapons yet. He's working with the leftovers and still slicing up the defense. Imagine what happens when he starts getting that first-team chemistry. Kevin Stefanski isn't ignoring it. The staff isn't pretending anymore. What started out as developmental reps has turned into evaluation periods. Translation, they're not ruling anything out anymore. And the most important place, he's earning it. Locker room. You want to know who a team believes in? Don't ask the coach. Don't ask the GM. Watch the room. Feel the energy. And right now, that energy, It's beating to the rhythm of number 14. Shedeur isn't out there barking orders or showboating. That's not his style. He's earning it the old school way by knowing linemen by name, checking protections that help them out, delivering the ball where it needs to be, and making everyone around him better. When he throws a pick, which, yeah, happens, there's no drama. No eye rolls, no sagging shoulders, just silence. Trust. They know he's getting it back on the next series. And that kind of faith, that's rare. Now upstairs, the front office is sweating. They've got everything riding on Deshaun Watson. A ton of money, and they just brought in Kenny Pickett, drafted Dylan Gabriel. It's a crowded room, admitting that the fifth-rounder is outplaying them all. That's not just a personnel move, that's a confession. But on the field, none of that matters. No contracts, no PR spins. Just performance. And Shedeur's is speaking louder than any podium. Quote, "That's why you're seeing more red zone? Reps, more first-team looks. Stefanski knows it. He feels it. You can't hide this kind of talent. But outside the facility, it's a different story. Because when your last name is Sanders and your dad is prime time, the media doesn't just watch. They wait, they pounce. If his name was anything else, ESPN would already be rolling out the highlight reels with soft piano music and Born. For this montages, but because he's Dion's son, everything shifts. The coverage changes, the goalposts move. Let's be honest. Shedeur has been under the microscope from the first time he laced up. Not because of what he's done, but because of who raised him. And yet, the very thing they used to discredit him, his father's name, was what built him into this monster of preparation. Y'all think being Prime's kid made it easier? Nah. It meant no mistakes went unnoticed. Oh. Every interception dissected. Every quote scrutinized. But still, he grinds. This is a kid who's been watching film with NFL vets since middle school. Running 2-minute drills since he was 10. Getting coached by Hall of Famers in his own house. This didn't come easy. It came earned. Yet still, they say he needs more time. That he might be a distraction. Nah, that ain't analysis. Baez dressed up in fancy words and Shedeur. He doesn't apologize for any of it. He leans into the fire. He outprepares everyone and lets his play do the talking. And what's happening now is something nobody can spin. A way their quarterback room is shifting. Shedeur is the glue, the control, the presence. Look at that depth chart. Watson, injury-prone and expensive. Pickett, trying to prove he belongs. Gabriel, raw and inconsistent. Flacco, a memory. And then Shedeur, fifth-round pick. Media product, they said. But here he is running red zone, calling protections, commanding no-huddle drives like a veteran. He's not waiting for his shot, he's taking it. And when he's under center, the offense hums. There's rhythm, there's confidence. Belief. He's not just outplaying guys, he's out-belonging them. Cleveland's been lost in a quarterback carousel for decades. But here comes a kid with a chip the size of Ohio and the clarity this franchise has never had. And Stefanski, he knows what's coming. He's testing him, because this ain't a four-man competition anymore. It's a countdown. And Shedeur. He was built for this. This is what happens when a quarterback is sculpted deliberately. For greatness, not just trained to throw, but to command. This isn't lightning in a bottle. This is destiny manifesting. He's not ahead of schedule. He's right on time. Cleveland doesn't get many chances like this. A quarterback this young, this composed, this ready, it's a gift. But it comes with weight and pressure. The kind that usually crushes QBs in this city, but not him. He thrives in it. While others wilt, he sharpens. That's the difference. He's not asking for time. He's demanding the moment. And the fans. They feel it. The jersey sales, the camp buzz, the radio chatter. This isn't curiosity, it's conviction. And Stefanski sees it too. He's shifting the tone, the reps, the leash. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about controversy. It's about clarity. You strip away the contracts and the politics, and you're left with one truth. Shedeur, Sanders is ready right now. The film shows it. The stats prove it. The locker room breathes it. The fans already believe it. Cleveland finally has something real. And it's not because of Dion. It's because of she. Deor. Thanks for watching, and see you next one.